and does the shopping and fills up the refrigerator.
Me.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and you don't want to leave a bunch of stuff in the fridge when you leave to go on a cruise.
Cross your heart.
Yep. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Nice pattern.
Nice looking DVL track.
What's that?
So the
Nice looking
computer's,
DVL track.
Yeah.
yeah. And the computer's doing all of this, correct?
Nowadays, yeah.
Wow.
The computer is doing all of it. We just enter the course and speed, the distance and speed. So we have a X, Y, forward, back. Really simple 4 buttons, forward, backwards, left, right. And for the last 2, we did the X to cross in, so you hit, select this forward and starboard button. Ties it all in nicely. So now what angle are we going to do? Inverse?
Okay.
90?
So yeah, just to reiterate this, we've completed a 2-dimensional photo mosaic. If we want to spend more time here, we can collect data facing different directions and try to create enough, have enough angles that we can create a 3-dimensional photo mosaic.
Like the whale fall.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what we want to do. So if we were to do another, as I think Dan was proposing, shifting at 90 degrees, correct? How long would that then take? Another hour?
Another hour.
Yeah, it's basically an hour per grid. So if we did all 4, we would.
I think we might as well.
Yeah.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
We could see if we what our downslope looks like.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
So you mean
the 2
180?
directions? Yeah, 180. That may be a decent amount.
Yeah.
Of coverage. If we have the 2 directions.
Yeah,
Let's
I can turn around and see how that looks.
I've been staring at this starboard camera. The fans are all facing upwards, and I'm like, want to see what it looks like.
On the other side.
Do you want me to bump Argus towards you a little bit?
Yeah, looks like you're gonna want to.
I'm wondering if that would be
060. Bridge nav.
I kind of think since they're all oriented.
We've done these on way more
10 meters, 060.
So the other reason for going really slow is so the control system on the vehicle can deal with it. So if it's moving really slow, the auto functions can compensate.
Okay, yeah, that'll bring Argus towards you.
Basically done it on like a 45 up and down a cliff. So.
My other computer keeps going to sleep.
We spent probably 4 weeks doing an entire caldera in the Tonga Trench a couple of years ago. Made a beautiful 3D model.
Wow.
Look at all these.
How long did it take you?
4 weeks.
Fun.
Wow.
4 weeks of 24 hours a day.
Just gonna let it spin.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And you got to see the final product, right? So it made it
was awesome.
All the more worth the sort of tedious
step down here a bit.
Work.
See if the.
Is this 180 degrees?
It is, yeah. This is looking downhill.
Yeah.
but I can you get Argus around?
I'm trying. It was spinning and the thruster couldn't keep up, so I just took it off auto. I took it off
Roger.
auto heading for a minute.
I'm moving towards you.
I can look at my
I think
cam.
I can spin now. I think I've already moved a little bit.
So I'm gonna see how low I can go without wiping out really mowing the lawn.
Yeah, how do you determine what altitude is safe when you do something like this? You have to just...
Usually by the front down-looking camera there.
Uh-huh.
It's a little more challenging when you're going down the hill, so.
Because the back is
Yeah, the DVL's on
closer
the
than the front.
DVL's on the back of the vehicle.
And
Okay.
that's the part that's upslope then, and so you're
Yeah.
making sure you're not mowing on the back when you don't have viz on it.
Yeah, so I don't think they're more than a meter high, do you?
What's that? These? No, I don't.
We could throw the
You can
lasers on.
zoom in. You can zoom in on Argus, see how close you are.
There was that one rock in the middle of the survey though.
There was, but we can always go manual over that.
Yeah, the one rock where the rockfish is sleeping under.
We won't see it going downhill, I bet,
Yeah, you can kind of see on the
No.
Argus. Not really though.
but the
On this-
rock we'll see.
Just slowly, I might be able to adjust the camera a little bit. But
Are we looking on the DSC? Oh yeah, that'll help. There's that angle. Certainly.
Set. Set hose in. all the way.
Yeah.
they'll crop that out anyway, Steve, so I wouldn't be worried if there was a little bit sticking in there. That seems all right, does it? That's like 1.2 meters altitude.
Yeah.
But the sub oscillates a little as we move along.
How's the DSC looking?
Pretty good. A little darker than
Yeah.
before, but I can pull up the pictures, see how they look.
Could probably come down another step. So we made a note in the log that's mosaic, the north looking mosaic complete.
Yep.
Because all these photos are going into the same file, so they'll have to pull them out by the
Direction,
end time, yeah.
Is that the
'cause
current one?
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the most recent one.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of information in those shadows. And that's in this document. They can bring up more on the dark end and the light end.
darker is better, right? So we can lighten it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Then also with they could always crop the top of the
Yeah.
Herc ones as well.
So we're good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
You sure
Yeah.
that you think this hose is all right here? You think they're going to even crop on the Herc camera here?
I think it's all right, yeah. I can touch it out of there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe in case they use the bottom bit. I don't think they'll use the top bit because it's blue. But
Yeah, true that. See if I can bump it out of there.
It looks in all the way, huh?
The Bob Waters method takes more real estate. I'm not sure that did anything. Yeah, will it stay? Come on. Can you try and use your mouse on there
Yeah.
to?
I got it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's good.
All right. Hold on.
Up.
Zoom back out, Steve.
Pull wide.
Okay.
That's great. Thanks for that.
Nice.
All right.
Should do that all the
So
time.
Yep.
do it again.
Again.
Do it again. Do it again. Okay.
Let's do it again.
10 meters south. Is it? You can't make that, so we do a new one? Or you just gotta,
I can clear it if you want.
yeah.
Clearing.
Roger.
I can't unclear it. So
Can you
are
change it? Can you change the color?
No. Oh yeah, you could do that.
No, not on the existing ones.
But for a new one, you could have a new color. No, you could just clear it. I mean, that's fine. We clear it all the time.
Cleared. We have this one up still.
Yeah, Raj. That'll just help me there. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the heading just a little bit. So we were bang on north and or bang on, should be bang on south.
Oh, so you didn't clear it on high pack. You cleared it on the other.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That actually doesn't matter so much. That as long as it's in the ballpark. For it to be completely driving over the straight lines, it's more just for ego. I want to see how,
I know, that's
how
what I
well the
was-
DVL does.
Just satisfying to see that.
Yeah.
Just for reference for me. For how many lines we've done.
Yeah.
So I'll lose the pot there. Okay. Yeah. Right at the top of the hour, here we go. Headed south, the blazing speed of 0.1.
Take two.
Off we go.
Roger.
We're going faster than the snails.
Bring us some cookies, Jake.
I didn't.
Hold on
why
to your
didn't I take
hat.
it?
Yeah. I just got a ball cap for my poor ears. It's already feeling much better. I have some relief.
Looks like it'll clear them at this height.
Sometimes I put a hood on and because it gets really cold in the video chair. And then I put the headphones over the hood, turn them up a little bit.
Yeah,
Or
any
Steve
tips?
sitting over there.
Welcome.
It's nice now. It's 67.
He's got 4 tall heaters in front of him, full of $500,000 worth of gear, and then 3 air conditioners right over that.
Wow.
The heaters being all the video gear that it takes to make this happen, and then 3 AC units keeping them all cool.
Can't
they-
make up your mind.
Well, the heat comes out of the back of the racks and goes up, and then the air handlers are right above that, so it grabs all that heat and cools it down and spits it out on Steve, so he gets all the cold air. So he's bundled up. He's got like a hoodie, a vest,
Yeah.
a mask.
Sweatpants.
Poor guy.
It's not that bad.
How do they do that? How do they deal with that in the like the TV trucks? Where
I think they have air conditioners just running off of big generator trucks and stuff.
so the whole truck stays frigid, or is it all that stuff in a separate?
No, there's racks in those trucks like this.
So they're open racks like this.
I think so.
You zoom out on Argus a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Dan also tilted it.
Yeah, that's a nice view from the Argus cam. See all the squid.
It's kind of relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
ROV just floating by.
So is that an issue with the DVL drift there? From
No,
the first one to the second one? Should we have?
I didn't reset. No, I think we want to not reset. But we're just doing this as a,
Should have picked a landmark
yeah.
to start.
Oh, I didn't reset. So the DVL is running over the same track.
All right.
This will just drift over time, especially because we moved the ship. Probably drifted a bit. So I didn't reset that purposefully. Now we know we're in the same spot because the DVL has just been going back and forth.
But what actually drifts?
The DVL will eventually drift a little bit, but like we'll probably see by the end of the survey it's a bit different. But actually, so by that whole survey, it was spot on within, like, not even within a centimeter. It's pretty much dead on.
All right.
This, because we're going like maybe the angle's slightly different. I think it might end up being spot on back there, but it'll be off from these lines a little bit.
But it's not significant, right? So for stitching doesn't matter. Okay, moving over 1 meter. Starboard this time, right?
Roger. And that point was from when we were doing the 15-meter one, so.
That was the 15.
That was the extra bit. So we're spot on here on high pack.
Yeah, so from the Argus cam, it seems like we're barely moving.
Left that open again.
Yeah, I think because we just did that 1 meter step. So it was like a pause and then a slow move 1 meter and then a pause again.
Right.
Yeah, we were just at the end of the line there and stepping over it.
Okay, okay.
Now you can see we're slowly
So now it's
going backwards.
full speed in reverse. Even our normal speed is like a third of your normal walking speed, right? We're doing 0.3 of a knot. That works out to, I think the average person walks, what, 2 to 3 miles an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
It's really a cool view from Argus. Nice little squid going by. And it's neat to see how close you can get without knocking things over and being within just the right distance to pick it up in the video or the photos now.
You can see the view of the Hercules, and you can see the not the brittle star, the basket star that is being picked up by the Hercules. You can see it in the Argus view.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's that very white star in the lower right quadrant.
Yeah, right up behind the tether. They're pretty, those basket
Yeah.
stars. Are.
Yes.
Is the altitude of Hercules controlled by computer?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Altimeter? Uh-huh.
It's actually, we use the DVL as our altitude. It's gives us
Okay.
much better altitude because it has 4 beams that are spread out at 30-degree angles. So it's not just sensing a single point. So when we go over rocks and crevices and corals and stuff like that, it averages all of that out. So
Yeah, the Argus altimeter is single beam, and I think that's why you get all the crazy
all the crazy
pings
numbers.
back
Yeah.
from either when the tether's underneath you, or I don't know, you're going over different terrain.
So on the starboard side of the Hercules, that's where the sediment core samples are? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
They're mounted
This
to
is a good
the
view.
outside of the starboard bio box
Mm-hmm.
or
Right.
sample trays. What do we call that thing? Sample tray.
Sample tray.
Oh, that's kind of interesting view from Herc's rear camera.
Tell us more about.
And well, if you go to
You mean-
the channel 3, you can see right now, it's not as pretty as our other cameras because it's standard definition, but you can see a view out the back of Hercules. Hercules butt, as we call it.
I wondered if Herc had a rear camera.
Oh, sorry, it's not up yet.
I imagined it would.
It's not quite up. Here it
Oh.
comes.
Yes, I see it now.
Mm-hmm. It's called the
good
butt
to eat down
cam.
there?
It's like it's on the moon.
Anything good to eat down there?
Yeah,
Cookies.
cookies.
Jake,
Really?
you didn't hear when I told you to get me some cookies, Jake?
No, I didn't hear.
Are those sassafras cookies or
Ginger?
ginger cookies?
Ginger cookies, yeah.
So are these
Ooh,
homemade ginger
soft.
cookies or are they from a package?
These appear to be homemade. By I mean,
Oh
home
my.
as in Nautilus.
Yes, Nautilus made.
Anatoly or Ray.
So I think, Jake, because, well, I don't know. Since we're doing this photo mosaic, I think there might be time for you to get up and get more for everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
You think?
I'll take another trip
Di
down
and
there.
I
mean, I might have had one or two down there.
There is a policy of no food in the van.
Oh.
Ooh. So if you're going to break that policy, everybody has to break it together.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Secret oath.
Whose policy is that?
It's the,
Data engineers.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Well, the video team is responsible for, sweeping everything after each leg, so.
That's a general rule on most control vans. No food.
Crumbs in the keyboard.
Yep.
But I think that is often a rule that's broken, correct?
There's some leeway there, so like they really don't like it when you bring a croissant that's covered in powdered sugar and
Cheetos are frowned upon.
Cheetos are frowned
Yes.
upon.
A safe snack would be fruit snacks, which I've had 2 packs already.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
But yeah, the rules often bend.
What about Halloween candy? You guys have some Halloween candy on board?
Oh, that's totally permissible.
If we do, it hasn't been broken out yet.
Yeah.
Ah.
We get Snickers every now and then, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, power bars, candy bars, stuff like that. So okay.
Those don't produce crumbs. Those are sort of discrete.
Dr. Ballard's definitely guilty of coming in and bringing in cups of popcorn for everybody in the van, much to the dismay of the data engineer.
buttery popcorn fingers over everything.
He'll come in with like delivered cookies and stuff like that.
Well, there you go. So,
well, the boss allowed us to do it.
Exactly. He's modeling the behavior, so.
I'm really enjoying this view from Argus. With the squid coming and going.
So these fans probably have grown to in orientation to best capture food that is being brought to them by the currents. So you can see they're all facing somewhat in the same direction.
Oh. He's huge.
Yeah. You just swallowed a little fish whole on bubble cam.
Oh, that's a lingcod. Isn't that?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he just caught, I was looking at the Argus view. Did he just catch a fish? You said?
Yeah, it looked like it. He really like lunged at something and looked like he swallowed it. So.
Yeah, they're voracious predators and beautiful fish. So they're in a different family than the rockfish that we've been seeing. Correct, Di? They're
yeah. Yeah.
The big mouths.
Probably got one of those.
Slender bodies.
Those little. I bet he got one of those little rockfish.
Maybe it did. Yeah.
Seeing.
And their flesh, so who was talking about, is there anything good to eat? And I thought you meant sort of in this mosaic. But lingcod are good to eat. And their flesh is when they're freshly filleted, it's bluish green tinge to it. Very interesting.
I guess it varies based on their diet. Is that right? That's what I've heard.
I do not know. Oh, he's hunting for more.
There he goes.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Well, there's one fish that's active at night.
Yeah.
And lingcod can get really big, like up to at least a meter in length. I mean, they can get
Yeah.
really big and be stacked on top of each other like logs. We've seen them in certain places.
Just cleared it.
I have one of those paintings of a lingcod on one of those on a banner. I can't remember what those are called, Di. It's hanging right here in my office, my home office.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah.
One of the
Oh.
silk screens, is that what they were?
Yes. Yeah.
Mary had one.
Yes.
I think a flag rockfish maybe, or I can't remember which rockfish she had. Who did those? That was before I came, I think, that you all got those.
Yeah, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk over and read the name of the signature. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sounds like something Japanese art.
Yeah.
I just remembered I had chocolate in my pocket.
Melted now.
No.
Don't let it melt.
It's good. It's good still.
So there's silk prints by Natasha. You could get them at oh gosh, like it's street fairs. Trying to remember. It's a nice print.
Is she a local artist then?
I believe so.
Yep.
We can see another coral or two knocked over here, and you can kind of imagine with that lingcod, ambushing through how one of these corals could get knocked over. If not from fishing line, which I think I see running across the bottom. Does anybody else see that? It looks like monofilament fishing line just on the very bottom. We just went over it.
I've seen that a couple times as we've gone back and forth.
Yeah.
Looks like it's just that one.
Oftentimes when we've been en route with a vehicle, Well, exploring, we get to do more exploring with these ROVs than in the past when we used the Delta submersible. We were, getting the transects in, but I would often wish that we could stop and just study and be still for a while. And so this is really cool to just look at this in this area that we're mosaicing in more detail. Sort of the more you look at it, the more you notice.
It's definitely a cool spot to do it in.
Yeah. That sponge reminds me of a cow skull.
Oh yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
Over to the lower right.
There's another one where we started. This reminds me of a hip bone.
Mm. Oh yeah, I think.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then the cow skull among the saguaro cactus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what some of those corals look like.
The basket stars, the tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
Do you hear that sort of woo doo doo doo?
Yep. I need a soundboard.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to talk to Ed about that.
So if all of these gold corals, the larger fan ones, and then the ones that look a little more like, that are small and look like more like saguaro cactus, are the same species, then it looks like if that is the case, then it looks like we've got quite a diversity of ages, huh?
Yes. And
Yeah.
so I think what would be great, and that's why Lizzie wanted this, is to go back
Yeah.
probably 10 years from now, because we know that they're long-lived species. They don't grow very fast. But we could validate that, right? We don't know
Yeah.
how quickly they grow. Same with the
And
sponges.
it's quite a healthy area that's supporting a lot of newer or younger recruits.
Yeah, and also presumably because this is a marine protected area where commercial and recreational fishing is not allowed, there would not be any damage to these corals. They wouldn't get knocked over or mowed down by trawl fishing gear. So you could look at the growth over time.
Yeah.
And any changes that would occur would be due to oceanographic conditions or ecosystem conditions. But I think we're really curious to see what impacts might be from ocean acidification.
Yeah.
How's it going back there, Taylor? Ed?
Just clicking away.
Yeah, how often are you clicking?
A couple clicks every 2 seconds.
Every second, a couple
There's a
clicks?
little
Every 2 seconds, a couple clicks. So it
1 second?
depends. Yeah.
Oh man.
So how are you doing this with your thumb, or are you going to get carpal tunnel syndrome from this?
I was gonna say, let me know if you want to switch off.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have my pointer finger going, but I'm currently covering it with my sweatshirt. Like my finger got cold, sticking out.
They may thin those out anyway, but it's good to probably have extra
Yeah.
in case there's like blur in one of them or something. Especially with how slow we're going.
It's kind of,
No, I'll be up all night.
What'd I miss?
Nothing. Jake expertly called in the next moves.
So Acanthogorgia is the coral that we're seeing, the one that's shaped as a sea fan. So and they're golden corals. So are they very different from Placagorgia, which are yellow? Because golden and yellow to me sort of is the
starboard
same.
again, right?
Do you know,
Let
Di?
me look. Let me look up in the PowerPoint that we have. It's not super
Oh,
great.
right.
Let
I
me
can look
see
at
if I
that
can
too.
compare. I'm going to mute while I do that so I don't make noise. Oops, sorry. So Lisa, there is a Placagorgia in that PowerPoint Corals ID guide that Tom has put together, and it looks, the example photo that's in that they look pretty different than what we're seeing here, but let me keep scrolling. The branching pattern looks really different to me.
Okay, I'll check it out. So that's in the deep sea taxonomy guides folder.
Yeah, there's I have a copy of my own. I'm not sure what I have up, but I think it has Tom's name on it. Lydig.
Yes, yeah, I have it right here. I'll download it. think I downloaded it before, but do it again.
There's one, a Placagorgia spa that is, it's described in this as brown with white polyps found in Southern California. The Mary Nish coral. It's a coral that Mary Nishimoto, who works with Milton Love, identified, and we weren't sure what it was, I guess. And so they called it the Mary Nish coral.
Yeah,
And
I
then there's
remember Mary Nish.
yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the example we have, in there may be other examples that are different, but that's what Tom has in this PowerPoint. We're going over the cow skull again, and it's got a little bank rockfish inside of it, snoozing.
It has a place to shelter.
Hiding.
Perfect.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So Placagorgia is really at the end of the slideshow, I see. So
Yeah. I've rearranged some of these in my copy to help me have things arranged better for my sake. But yeah, it's after Mauricia. And I could do a query in our database.
So we're probably halfway through this direction, or a little bit more than halfway through.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit more than halfway through. We have 3 more lines left, and then
Okay.
cross lines, and then we'll
It's definitely a commitment once you start.
right. Yeah, the 2D versus the 3D definitely takes some time.
Yeah. Sorry, Di, what were you saying?
I already forgot. But I have a question. What is the big green rectangle on the high pack?
That's the
the
ship,
ship,
correct?
yeah. So I'll zoom out.
Oh, that's a ship.
So the ship is
Yeah,
actually
it's
10 meters wide, so makes
Yeah.
sense that we're about the same size. So
Got it.
so we're just
It
very
took
zoomed
me
in
a
there.
while to figure that out. But it's
You can pick
following us.
different shapes. You can pick different shapes, as I recall, in high pack for your vehicles. Is that right? I can't. It's been a while since I've used.
That's correct. And we can also use a custom shape, which we do for the ship, which is the size of the ship.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a real
Gonna have to change that up next year.
representation. Oh yeah, that's right. So it is 10
And
meters
why
across, yeah.
why will you have to change it up? Just to confuse the scientists?
We are making some ship modifications on the off season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So what kind of modifications are happening?
It will be lengthened,
Oh.
more deck space.
Wow.
So where, and that's going to happen in San Pedro? Is that where the yard work's going to happen?
Believe it happens in Ensenada.
Oh, that's right. You guys are.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. There's the link cod.
Yeah, he was
Switch to.
Oh, I missed it.
He's still there.
Yeah,
I'm
he's still
looking at the
there.
map.
He's still there.
He
He
was
came back.
camouflaged really well. I spotted him right before he moved.
I saw him swimming through earlier. He's definitely out hunting, it looks like, huh?
Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah.
if because we've spent so much time in this one area, if we're seeing a little more natural behavior from this lingcod than we usually do from fish.
Yeah, so
That's
those,
what
he's sort of, he's way in the, sort of the twilight now of the Herc.
yeah, I see him. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I've wanted to just like sit tight and watch for a while to see some of, what the fish are doing over time and how things change. That's really cool. I mean, we're just doing 10 meters by 10 meters, but we're seeing all the same fish. Of course, it's nighttime and the rockfish are not very active, but it is cool to
It's the best way to see wildlife on land too.
observe it.
Go and sit somewhere
That's
Yeah.
true.
rather than.
Yeah,
Yep.
sit in a blind.
Yep.
Although we're not quite in a blind with our blinding light here.
No, it's more like, yeah, not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since I've been working from home, and you've probably noticed this too, Lisa, working from home, I'm working at home and I've got 2 sliding glass doors side by side, and then maybe a 10 by 20 foot fenced in patio with some cover and vegetation, and I have recorded 13 different species of birds.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
And I've got an
Yes.
olive tree overhanging and, nice cover. And I have put out a bird feeder, but some of the birds are not seed eaters. They're coming through. And so I've been keeping a list. And I would never have guessed I'd have, 13 different species. Some landed once and I never saw them again, like a western tanager. I had a western tanager land in my lemon tree.
We had a
that was
meadowlark
it.
on the ship yesterday.
Oh, did you? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's always really interesting when you see land birds on
Flew
the
all
ship.
the
You
way
feel
up
so
there.
bad.
Wow.
Well, did you hear about the owls? We had 2 owls in one day.
Oh, what was the
On the
scoop
ship.
with that? I heard something about an owl. What kind
I think
were they?
I think one was a burrowing owl. There was some nice photos.
Oh my gosh.
Marley got some nice photos of it, and I forget what the other one was. You can look it up though.
Wow.
They're migrating this time of year, are they?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, or or they live on the islands. You're not that far from the
I would
the
think
Channel
that would be
Islands.
more likely that they're from the island.
With the owls. And I
Yes,
suppose
with
the
the owls.
meadowlark
We
too.
also
And the
had some.
meadowlark as well.
We had some warblers too.
Wow.
That were probably migrating.
They get
Yeah,
seasick.
that's true.
Because I don't know why they would come out here. I think the owls might come out here to prey on other little birds that, you know, get
Yeah.
stuck on the ship.
How long did they stay with you?
I don't know. We were sleeping because it was, you know, in the morning after our
Yeah.
watch that they were spotted. But if you go to the Nautilus, I don't know if you have Instagram, but they can get to the.
Yeah.
They posted they posted a photo of or a video from one of our cameras on deck of one of the owls coming and landing, and they also posted some nice still photos
Cool.
that Marley, the other video engineer, took.
Cool. I'll look for that.
She's the sneaky video engineer with that camera, always sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
So a barn owl and a burrowing owl.
Oh, wow. The burrowing owl is a surprise. It seems really surprising to me, but
Yeah, would they live on the islands? I can see that.
they must.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're pretty close to Santa Cruz Island, or we were.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the island that is half managed by the Nature Conservancy, or a large portion of it. But I can't imagine that this is sort of hunting behavior. It might have been just sort of happenstance that they were attracted. Because how often are
Well,
there going to be ships?
I've heard that
Go
there've
ahead.
been peregrine falcons on the ship as well.
Yeah, I've seen them on.
Mhm. You guys aren't seeing any squid boats in the area, are you? It's a different topic, but I remember I've been on a cruise down in that area, well, south of Santa Cruz Island, doing mapping work, and the ship, mowing the lawn, doing mapping work, multi-beam mapping work, and the ship we often were encountering squid fishermen in the area and had to change our course.
I haven't noticed, but I don't know if I'm the right person to spot a squid ship.
Squid boat? Well, they would be all lit up with light.
There are, I have seen some bright lights at night when I come out of the van. Presumably other ships.
Yeah, they use bright lights to attract the squid, and then
Yeah, there's a couple out there tonight on the
seiners.
horizon.
Yeah,